Hey guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I'll be doing a Top Drives Top 10 video because I haven't done one of those in a while. So, I want to continue the series of my favorite top 10 cars per country. If you guys remember, I think 2, 3, 4 months ago, I posted a Top Drives Top 10 video about my 10 favorite Japanese cars. If you haven't checked that out, I'll put a link in the description below. But I posted that just after the Nissan GT-R Nismo finals, and I felt, you know what, the Jaguar Project 8 finals just ended, so why not do a Top Drives Top 10 on my favorite British cars. But before I jump into the video, RDP123, you asked for a shout out in the next video, so here is your shout out, bro. Like that profile picture, by the way. So how I'm gonna judge these cars is, first of all, they're all based off my opinion, and I kind of judge these cars on a mixture of how much I like them in the game and how much I like them in real life. So I prioritize how I like these cars in real life higher than how I like them in the game. And you'll see how everything spans out once I start the video. So, in 10th place is the Lotus Elise Sport 135. Now, to be real honest, in real life, I don't like this car a lot. But I do love it in the game because you do get it from the campaign, single player campaign, and it is a slalom king. It has helped me so much when I just started out in the game, and that's why it deserves a spot on this list. However, it is not as good as the car in 9th place, which is the Caterham 7360. Now, this is a car I like in real life as well as a car I like in the game. The only reason it's not higher on this list is because I just got this car. I just maxed it out, and the only races that I've had this in, and I do know it's better than the Elise because I've raced against this in the past, but the only events I've actually raced this car in is the Project 8 finals, and well, it did its part because I won the car. So shout out to the 7360, love this thing. However, it is not as good as the car that is 8th in this list, which is slightly better, and that is the Lotus 340R. Much like the Elise, I'm not a fan of this car in real life. In fact, before Top Drives, I didn't even know this car existed. However, this car is just so useful in any garage. It maxed out goes to 96, 97 handling, depending on how you upgrade it, and it's just the grip and how light the car is, how nimble it is. It really is a savior in anybody's garage. So really love this car in the game, not much in real life, but it does deserve 8th place in my opinion. However, it is not as good as the car in 7th place, and you can see there's a trend going on here. The trend dies after the next car, but that is the Caterham Superlight R500. Now, if you guys know by now, when it comes to real life, I prefer Caterhams over Lotuses. And honestly, in the game, I do prefer Caterhams over Lotuses as well. It's just that I've never had the privilege to own the Superlight R500, but I really want to. Amazing stats on this car. In game, it is a absolute beast, but also in real life, I just love Caterhams in general. I think they look beautiful. I just love the body shape. It's amazing. But this car deserves 7th place in my opinion. Moving on to 6 now is the Range Rover 5.0 V8. This is a very fast SUV. Maxed out, it's about 4.1 to 4.20 to 60, and it does beat the Trailblazer. I've also sat in this car in real life. I think one of my dad's friends owns this car, and the inside is just beautiful. It's luxurious, it's comfortable, beautiful car, and I think it's just a beautiful car inside and outside, and that's why it deserves 6th place on this list. Moving on to 5th place is the Jaguar XE Project 8. This car grew on me a little bit, and then it grew on me a lot in like the past couple months. So I wasn't a huge fan of the Project 8 when it first came out in Top Drives. I wasn't a huge fan of it in real life as well. But I think it was a couple months ago, I'm a huge fan of the Amazon Prime show Grand Tour. If you guys don't know what Grand Tour is, it's basically the OG guys from Top Gear. And since Jeremy Clarkson got fired, they made a new show on Amazon. So they did a review, I think 2 months ago, on the Jaguar Project 8, and yeah, it's just a really cool car. It sounds amazing. You know, it's really fast. I think it has about 600 horsepower. Really strong car. And winning it as well a couple days ago was kind of just the icing on the cake. So that's why I think it deserves fifth place on my list, because it's really grown on me, and it's been a great car in my garage for the 2 days it's been in there. Moving on to fourth, we're going back to the campaign nostalgia. Much like the Lotus 135, we have the McLaren 12C. This is a car almost every top driver gamer has, if you complete the campaign. The reason why I love this car so much is, well, it was the flagship McLaren back in 2012, 2011 when it first came out. I remember being a kid and seeing this car, and I was like, wow, that's actually really beautiful. And yeah, it really is a beautiful car. I love how the picture is in white. I just love the picture that they used. And I've just been through so much with this car throughout just my whole Top Drives journey. I think I have it over 2,500 races. I don't use it as much as I used to anymore since I have the 918. However, it's still a great car in my garage. It's the only legendary I have at 2 stars, and it is a very strong car, so it deserves 4th place. Moving on, we're kind of jumping into the realms of me loving the car just in real life a lot. One car that stayed really true to me was the Land Rover Defender 90. My dad used to own one of these back in the day, and as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of collecting commons and uncommons in top drives. However, one of the uncommons that I really wanted to get was this Land Rover. There's just so much history to this car. I love it. Off-road tires, you know, it has bad 0 to 60, bad handling, but the fact that it has off-road tires kind of helps it a lot to be as strong as it is in the uncommon category. Beautiful car as well, and yeah, I kind of just grew up with this car. A lot of my friends' dads own this car as well, because we kind of lived in rural areas, so I saw this car a lot growing up. Moving on to second place is the McLaren 720S. This is one of those cars I really, really want to own. And also, if you watch my other Top Drives Top 10 videos, this is one of those cars that has a really beautiful picture. And I can always appreciate a car with a very beautiful picture. In real life as well, McLaren 720S is a very beautiful car. I think I've only seen it once, and this was over the summer in Malaysia. In terms of real life, it's just a beautiful car. And in terms of in the game, it's a very good car. You know, 2.5 0 to 60, 93 handling. I was looking at the P1, the McLaren P1, before making this video. And this car is actually, it hits 0 to 60 quicker than the P1, I think. The P1 is like, what, P1 is 2.3 0 to 60. I think I messed it up a bit. But there was some stat where the 720S was better at than the P1. I'll just have to go back and check. But anyway, moving on to first place, which is my favorite British car in the game / in real life, I guess. My favorite British car in real life is probably somewhere on the line of Rolls-Royce. But Rolls-Royce isn't in the game, so my favorite British car in the game as well in real life is the Jaguar XJ13. Now, you guys know I love my American cars. You know my favorite car is the 1970 Dodge Charger. I love muscle cars. But what ties and brings everything in is that I'm just a huge fan of classic cars in general. I love classic cars, and the XJ13 is no exception. I'm not a huge fan of Jaguars. I don't really like the F-Type. I don't like any of the sedans that the game has to offer. But there are 2 Jaguars I do like in particular. It is the Project 8, which only recently grew on me. But one car that stayed true to a car that I liked was the XJ13. I'm quite sad that Top Drives changed the picture. The XJ13 used to have an old, more linear, far out picture where you could see the whole car, but now you can only see kind of like the hood of it. But with that said, I don't mind. Has amazing 0 to 60, high top speed, and decent handling. And if there was any British car I wanted in this game, and I had to choose one, it would probably be the XJ13. Or, you know, if I wanted to be OP and stuff, I'll get the P1 GTR. But in terms of cars that just mean the most to me, it would be the XJ13, followed closely by the 720S. Anyway, that's my Top Drives top 10 British cars that I like in the game. Obviously, they're influences of just cars I like in real life in general. But with that said, per usual, I'll show you the top 10 lists without me talking. And there's the shout out. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are the top 10 British cars I love in top drives. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, and I will be back with more in the future. Anyway, have a great day, and Blossom out.